is The Hub on Hollywood, an iHeartRadio podcast. I'm your co-host, James Rojas.
And I'm the other co-host, Jamie Blanco.
Nailed it. On this week's episode, hey buddy, eyes
hey pal.
Eyes up here.
Yeah.
We are diving deep into the new Superman movie with full-on spoilers. This was quite the ride, and I'm ready to talk about every little awesome thing about it and every critique that is wrong about it.
Yeah, we're going to take them down.
We're taking everybody down. Speaking of taking people down, Coldplay catching a CEO allegedly cheating on at his concert with someone who is not his wife, which has inspired us to look into movies where cheaters get their comeuppance. I think that's a very fun, timely
or
segment.
Get caught,
or get caught, or things don't end well for those people. And of course, what we're watching. But first, Jamie has a big bone to pick with one of the big AMC theater chains, right?
Listen, James, you know how movie theaters are trying to not go out of business?
Yes, I do know that.
Yeah.
They're making every wrong decision.
We talk about it a lot.
Yes.
Right. And how has AMC been doing with that? Not so bueno, right?
No bueno.
No bueno. Between the 45 minutes of commercials, now the insurance ads and trailers ahead of the movies, and I went to go see Superman.
Yes.
You went to go see Superman.
Fantastic.
And whenever I go to the theater, I have to have like my go-to snacks, my go-to drinks, that's what gets me into the theater. It's part of the experience. It's part of what I love most.
It's a treat that goes along with a great movie.
Exactly. Absolutely. So, what do you think that AMC did to reward their loyal fans and their loyal AMC moviegoers? What do you think they did?
Did they install new couch cushions?
No.
Did they rein in crazy movie theater talkers and people who act disruptive?
No. I'll give you a hint. It involves a knife to the back.
Oh, no.
Okay? Stabbing their fans in the back. This might be a little too
knives
dramatic.
Out.
The knives are out. Great movie.
In your back.
You might recognize these hands. But listen, James.
Listening.
The curly fries.
The curly fries.
They changed the menu.
I feel like people are not talking enough about this injustice, about this travesty, about this betrayal.
It is a betrayal.
AMC, again, we love you.
We do.
Like, in
We're
theory,
trying
apparently.
so hard.
We are both AMC StubHub members. We want you to succeed. We're giving you advice, and you folks are not listening. Listen up.
Listen up.
You're going in the wrong direction. So
where are my curly fries?
So what do they do? Because we both experienced this. We both experienced this.
Because we both like the curly fries.
Exactly.
Because and the Impossible Nuggets.
I like to go all out. When I go to movie theaters, I turn into a monster. I'm so glad the lights turn off low because I don't want anybody to see me because I get my Impossible Nuggets, which are bomb. If you lose those nuggets, I don't know what I'll do. And then I want to dig into my curly fries, my big old box of curly fries, my large soda, and all that stuff. I'm like a gremlin or like a gnome, just like in the dark. And so I went recently, like yourself, to go see a movie, and one Impossible orders, please, and one order of curly fries, please.
Oh, sorry. We only have waffle fries now.
Wow. No, do you call them waffle fries or are they criss-cut fries? Crisscross?
Crisscross?
Crisscross fries.
I have never heard them called crisscross.
Okay, because I call them waffle fries, but I think I've heard, unless I'm having a stroke, that they can go by criss-cut. It doesn't matter.
It's too hard to say.
It doesn't matter because curly fries is so easy to say.
Yeah. And they're delicious.
Yeah.
And they're fun, right? Because you've got the big curls and you've got the little curls. And I always save
sometimes you get that rogue monster curl.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a rope of curly fry. Those are the best.
Yeah, and you like save do you do this or am I just insane where you save like your favorite curly fry for the end?
Yeah, I do.
Just because you have to have the best.
Of course.
Right, for
it
last.
Depends, though. So, see, setting does matter because if you are in a movie theater for a while, then, like, okay, maybe you don't want that one to get cold. Because you're going to be sitting down for a while. So there is some strategy. But no longer do we need to worry about this. No longer.
They've taken it away from us. And here's my other bone to pick. Okay,
yes, please.
I get it. You want to update the menu. You want to be like cooler and have more options. Fine. Have waffle fries on the menu. cool, but don't take the curly fries away.
Do you think they're more expensive? Like, how much money are you saving by not going curly and going crisp cut or waffle fries, rather?
But like, was there like a consensus? Did they do market research? Was there a protest? Like, why waffle fries over curly? Like, I needed to be a part of that market research because I would have, like, burned the conference table down and be like, no, curly fries are here to stay. And now what? Where can I get my curly fries? The only place I can go get my curly fries is Hooters, okay?
Oh, God.
And then everybody thinks that, like,
you love Hooters.
I'm like a pervert or whatever because I go to Hooters for the curly fries.
How often
and
do you
the
go?
chickens are
How
really
often
good.
do you go to Hooters?
I really like Hooters. I'm sorry.
No one invites me. No one invites me to go to Hooters.
I'll invite you and Allie.
So the thing is,
restaurant.
as a California guy, you guys don't have Jack in the Box over here.
No.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So in California, they have Jack in the Boxes everywhere. And their curly fries, I will take over McDonald's fries, over In-N-Out fries, over any other fries out there because they're so gosh darn good.
Yeah.
And so over here, the closest equivalent to that was the AMC.
The AMC
curly fries.
Very popular, so why eliminate them entirely?
So this is our public service announcement, our free advice to AMC. Again, I know we want you to stay in business. You're making decisions you think maybe are logical and good business moves. Let me tell you right now, they're not. Get rid of those extra commercials and ads in movie theaters before the movie, and also bring back the curly fries.
Hashtag curly fries matter. I don't know.
Hashtag
or something like that.
Yeah, bring back
the curly fries.
Bring back the curl.
Bring back the curls.
Bring back the curls,
AMC.
Save the curls.
We're gonna save the curls, save the world. Yeah. So we're gonna start all of those hashtags. We're gonna make this happen. You know what else you shouldn't do?
What should you not do?
You should not. If you are at a concert, out in public, with your mistress, with your side piece, allegedly, okay. No, I think he came out with a statement and everything admitting it, but still. And the kiss cam is on, you think you might hey, let's separate for a minute here.
Yeah.
Let's not stand so close together. No, James, no. You know what you shouldn't do? What this CEO guy did in Boston at the Boston Coldplay concert.
I have to correct you because some folks in the newsroom are taking issue with national media calling it getting busted in Boston. It's in Foxborough. It's at Gillette Stadium. I know. For us, I understand. For people that are outside, Boston is the biggest city nearby, so people say, "Oh, it happened in Boston." Folks in the newsroom, they're like, "Can you believe it's no? It's Foxborough." To be technical, but yes, in the Boston area, we'll be loose with that. But yeah. So apparently, this CEO of what is it, astronomer.
I don't
even know what they do. They do something with
they're like
data. The main CEO allegedly got busted on the jumbotron on the biggest of screens in the world
by Chris
Martin.
Yeah.
It was the kiss cam, and then it shows them two, and then they're in full embrace, canoodling, and then the moment. You see the moment exactly when they realize. Oh, shoot. Yeah. And then the guy just dives into dives on the floor
completely.
And then the woman just turns around. The memes are insane on this. Somebody did the Homer Simpson backtracking into the bushes. I had an idea of when Ralph Wiggum when Lisa breaks his heart for Valentine's Day and Bart's replaying it on the TV. It's right here's where you see his heart break. That's this right here where they're
yeah, exactly.
So this is insane. Everybody loves a billionaire getting busted for doing bad stuff, and this is one bad thing of many things that they are accused of doing. So the internet's having a heyday about this. So we figured, hey, let's make the most.
Jump on the bandwagon.
Let's make the most of this event and talk about. We have to make it relatable to the podcast, of course.
Of course.
And so why not talk about movies where characters get the karma they deserve? Movie cheaters get the karma they deserve. I have a good list. I feel like we may have overlapped on some of these. I haven't checked yours. You haven't checked mine.
Okay.
But I'll go with, I think, what many people, especially if you grew up or were alive in the 90s, would think of first is the First Wives Club. First
okay,
Wives
I didn't
Club.
see that one.
Yeah. Starring Goldie Hawn. I love Goldie Hawn. Bette Midler, Diane Keaton, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Maggie Smith. It's about after being reunited by the death of a college friend, 3 divorced women seek revenge on the husbands who left them for younger women. So that's like a 90s classic. It's such a good movie. And I remember a movie that my parents would replay like on repeat on VHS because like it's one of those fun, again, people getting their comeuppance and women, standing up for themselves and getting the last laugh.
Well, see, I feel like I picked some movies that were like cheaters getting caught,
right?
But maybe not necessarily getting their comeuppance.
Okay, no, this is a diverse list. This is
a diverse list.
You're like, this is actually a list where cheaters actually win at the very end, and you're rooting for them.
Some of them
oh goodness,
some of them
we misunderstood the assignment.
Yeah, I did. Apparently,
no.
But American Beauty.
Okay.
I don't know if that's on your list.
I know it's considered on lists, but that one I actually haven't seen.
No. Okay, it's really disturbing.
Oh,
anyways,
I've heard the disturbing things about it.
Yeah, that one.
Kevin
feels
Spacey
to me,
alone.
Yes, Kevin Spacey. Oh my God, doing his Kevin Spacey thing, and just the whole movie like over sexualizing the high school friend, the girl, who's friends with his daughter, and is just, it's very very creepy. And at the end, he gets his comeuppance, does he not? He's
I don't know.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah. Things go badly for him at the end.
Is that the one where the plastic bag is blowing in the wind, and then they're like, "That's the real American Beauty"? Is that what they say?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know if that was like from a parody movie
Maybe.
or not. I think that was from a parody.
That's the real American Beauty right there.
That's the real American Beauty.
I think that's what Kevin Spacey
What else is
said.
on your American Beauty list?
A classic comedy from the 2000s, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. One of when I talk about movie experiences, like great movie theater experiences, Forgetting Sarah Marshall was one where I remember the entire movie theater just laughing their asses off. It was such a good movie, great comedy. Of course, the story follows a devastated Peter, played by Jason Segel. He takes a Hawaiian vacation in order to deal with the recent breakup with his TV star girlfriend, Sarah Marshall, played by Kristen Bell. However, Sarah is traveling to the same resort as her exes and bringing along her new boyfriend. This stars Mila Kunis and Paul Rudd as well, and Jonah Hill. It's a hilarious movie, like solid comedy.
Absolutely.
I remember. Do you remember the advertising for this? The campaign for the movie?
No, I don't.
So I was in LA at the time, so 2008, driving around, like probably my internship, so driving through Hollywood and stuff, and there were billboards that just said, "I hate you, Sarah Marshall." And everywhere, and at this point, no trailers were out. Just billboards and signs and posters everywhere, where it looks like somebody hand wrote, like in big letters, like "I hate you, Sarah Marshall," and everyone's like, "Who the hell is Sarah Marshall?"
Right.
And then, sure enough, later we found out this is a movie campaign, and it was brilliant because people were talking about it.
Right. I love that. Real quick question, James.
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
Okay. There's a movie that just popped up in my brain. I love how you're so prepared, and I'm not not at all. So
Go on.
Julia Gulia.
Julia Gulia.
Okay, Adam Sandler movie.
Okay.
Drew Barrymore.
Oh yeah,
The Wedding Singer.
50 First Dates.
No. They're both in those
50
movies.
First Dates. Okay, yeah. The Wedding Singer.
Yes, but I'm thinking about The Wedding Singer.
Oh yeah.
So he's in love with Julia, and Julia is marrying the dude whose last name is Gulia. She's gonna be Julia Gulia. And he's cheating on her. He's cheating on her the whole time. Adam's character finds out, and he's desperately in love with her. He thinks that, okay, well, she wants money, she wants all of these things, and they sort of go back and forth, but true love wins out.
Of course.
True love wins out. Bad guy gets exposed. So that's a really good one and full of heart, and I love The Wedding Singer. So
I've probably seen it once, and it was like 20, 5 years ago. So like I know little to nothing about it or remember. I just know like a couple scenes. What's his name is in it? I'm forgetting his name, but he's like the heavier set guy. He's a very famous comedian, but I'm blanking on his name. But yeah, I need to rewatch that movie. Watch, they're going to make a Wedding Singer Part 2, like Happy Gilmore 2.
Exactly.
I know.
Happy Gilmore Part 2 coming out, filmed here in New England. So be sure to check that out. We had casting calls for it here on the Hub on Hollywood. So that's another reason why people should keep watching us.
Look at this pro over here.
Right?
Look at this pro over here plugging away during a segment. That was great.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Hey, we're at 560 as of this recording. 560.
I know.
Look at that.
Awesome.
Like
Thank you,
it was
guys.
just like yesterday. We had 500.
I know. We just had our 500 giveaway.
Thank you to the Hub Club members, the new Hub Club members joining us. We'll pop up a picture for watching the YouTube right now. Boom, of a Chili Beanie. Did you see the picture?
I did see the picture.
She sent a picture. She posted a picture of her new shirt, her new hat that we sent her, the Hub on Hollywood merch. And so she gave us some suggestions for some more merch in the future we can give away. So hey, we're already past, we're more than halfway through to reaching 600.
Right.
The new merch giveaway is going to be right around the corner.
Exactly.
Let's do this.
Join the Hub Club.
Thank you for joining.
Right now.
Yeah. Subscribe.
For our Hub Club members, what other movies have we got here?
So, of course, we have the classic Fatal Attraction. When anybody thinks about a cheating movie gone wrong, this is as bad as it gets. Fatal Attraction. A married man's one-night stand comes back to haunt him when that lover begins to stalk him and his family, starring Michael Douglas and Glenn Close. Nothing more to say. It's just if you haven't seen that movie, watch it. It will give you nightmares and make you cuddle your pet rabbits even more.
Yeah, but
tightly.
not your mistress.
But not your mistress.
Exactly. So, just a couple of honorable mentions here for me. Brokeback Mountain.
Okay.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. That's such a weird movie to think about because they're both cheating on their girlfriends or wives.
Their wives and their spouses.
And but you're also like you're rooting for them because they're gay men in a area in a time where it's really bad and dangerous and wrong, quote, you know, for the community to be gay. And so you like seeing them being open and finally being who they are. At the same time, that's still cheating. That's terrible.
At the same time, they're still hurting everyone around them. And, you know, I will always remember the scene where the wife catches them.
Oh, the window scene.
Yes.
Oh.
Making out, and it's like, what do you even do?
Your eyes just melt at that point and just fall back. Oh my God.
You're just like, well, I'm just gonna pretend that never happened. But yeah, it's one of those where you're actually like rooting for them because they
doesn't one of them die?
At the end.
Which one? Heath or Jake?
It wasn't Jake. It was Heath.
Okay.
I think Heath dies.
Oh, okay.
And then Jake is like, comes around to the family. Is like, you know, I want something to remember him by. But they're like, no.
God damn.
Go away.
Get out of here. He's like, I just want his belt buckle. I was near his belt. I was very familiar with his belt buckle, if you know what I mean.
God, stop.
I don't know why you sound like Forrest Gump right there, if you know what I mean.
But also, so on that vein, Titanic.
Yes, technically it's a cheating. Rose is cheating on her fiance,
but she doesn't want to be affianced.
Well, the thing is also it's a weird thing because she's not in the relationship 100% willingly,
right?
Because her mom is the one who's who really setting this up and pressuring her to marry him because they, unbeknownst to everybody else, Rose and her mom are basically poor. Like they're putting on this facade of like, oh, we're still a high class society, but we really need you, Rose, to pull one for the take one for the team and marry this guy who's a
rich
jerk,
and handsome dude,
rich and handsome, but also a jerk and a narcissist.
Yeah.
For me, daughter, please do that for me. And so that's a weird on the technical level, it's cheating. But Rose is also being cheated out of her life and her choice.
That's right. So maybe the cheaters that got their comeuppance were the ones who were cheating Rose out of her future and her life. and her freedom.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Take that, Rose's mom.
Yeah. The Titanic will come and get you.
Speaking about sinking in water.
Yeah.
What Lies Beneath, the Harrison Ford movie, Michelle Pfeiffer, the horror film, I believe it came out in 1999, or if not 2001, around that era. But the wife of a university research scientist believes her lakeside Vermont home is haunted by a ghost or that she's losing her mind, starring Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. One of my favorite Harrison Ford movies of all time, and one of like my, if you made me put a top 15 list of my favorite scary movies, this would be on that list.
Nice.
That's so good. Harrison Ford's character, real jerk in this film, but I'm sorry, I don't want to spoil it because it's such a good movie, but it's been out forever.
Yeah,
like,
it's been
but
out for
the thing
30
is,
plus
yeah,
years.
I know, but like the twist of him being like a loving and a trusted husband to like, oh, you're the devil. Oh, yeah. So this is a good movie, What Lies Beneath. Should I just finish my list?
Yeah,
Don't
go
look at my
for
list.
I'll
Good.
look over
Don't
here.
look at it. All right, Double Jeopardy. Another, love this movie. Haven't seen it in years, but I remember years ago watching it like so many times. This stars Ashley Judd, Tommy Lee Jones, Bruce Greenwood, Libby, played by Ashley Judd. She's convicted of murdering her husband, Nick, whom she later discovers faked his death and framed her. Her husband was actually cheating on her with Ashley Judd's best friend in that film. And so when, after spending time in prison for allegedly killing her husband, she eventually gets released because it's one of those murders where like the body's never found, and so like you can only hold him for so long. And when she gets out, she realizes this guy's freaking alive and he framed me and put me in prison. So her plan is to actually murder him again, and she can't be convicted because that would count as double jeopardy, and you cannot be convicted twice for the same crime.
Right.
I think real lawyers have talked about this and said technically that's not exactly how this will work, but in the movie it makes perfect sense and you just go along with it. It's perfect. So double jeopardy.
Go murder.
Go murder if you've murdered and been framed for it before.
Okay.
My last cheating movie where people get their comeuppance. Star Wars. Yeah. Hear me out.
Okay.
Emperor Palpatine
Okay.
basically cheats on Darth Vader in the end by bringing Luke in, hoping Luke will kill Vader and replace him as his own apprentice. But Vader, he ain't having that
What the heck?
So Palpatine cheated on Darth Vader and tried to bring in a much younger, hotter Skywalker into the picture.
What the hell are you talking about? What are you saying about Vader here? And
I'm just saying.
Palpatines and Palps there.
I'm just saying they had a type of relationship, a partnership, you could say. They were partners. Not lovers per se, but there's cheating there. That's a
Giving each
you know
other
a Sith and his apprentice. That's a real relationship, and imagine breaking that by trying to bring in a new apprentice to replace them. That counts as cheating.
And it's his son, and yeah.
Think about it, guys. Think about it.
Don't think about it too hard, though.
Think about it long and hard.
Oh God.
Oh
my gosh, this just never mind.
Oh goodness.
You haven't been to the Star Wars burlesque.
No,
but I've been several times.
Yeah.
And there's a part at the end where Palpatine comes in swinging on a wrecking ball, but the wrecking ball is like his giant testicles.
That's art.
So yeah, if you haven't been to the
wrecking ball is his giant testicles? I was imagining it would be the Death Star.
No, that would probably make more sense.
That would make way more sense.
It's a burlesque, though.
Okay, still. Okay, I guess.
Yeah,
okay, sure.
But he has the balls to, like, cheat on Vader. Don't.
Jamie,
Anyways.
this is going in a good direction, and then you just come in with swinging balls and
You're the one who
taking us off track.
Palpatine and Vader were in some
Again,
kind of
not sexual, but okay.
Anyways.
Hey, comment down below. What is your favorite movie cheater getting their comeuppance film out there? Comment and compare with ours.
And what do you think about Dude Ski's CEO who got caught on the Jumbotron? Honestly, if they hadn't have had that extreme reaction,
no one would notice. No one would look at it twice
or care. Nothing would have happened.
Yeah, because people film those Jumbotrons all the time, and then they just look at them and delete them because, like, okay, what?
They don't care.
Know why I recorded
they
this.
don't care.
Yeah,
but man. Good stuff.
Boom.
Good
Somebody was
stuff.
saying, man, that his LinkedIn page is going to be on fire for a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think they got rid of a lot of their social medias. Maybe they'll make a movie out of it one day.
Do you think if the CEO moves to a different company and he's interviewed for it, when they ask you, tell me, when have you ever faced an obstacle or challenge and overcome it at work? It's like, well, yeah, I got caught cheating with the HR, with the head of HR, and he had the
nerve in his statement. I don't know if you saw to sort of quasi blame Chris Martin.
Dude,
for violating the privacy of people who are at a public concert.
You, if that's accurate, if that's accurate. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the only appropriate response to that.
Wow.
Anyways, you know what we're not saying you to?
What? Superman.
Superman was fantastic.
Fantastic.
He is the model for goodness, the American way.
The human way.
The human way.
Yeah.
And he's he's a one lady guy.
Yeah.
Loyal dude.
That was one of the best moments of the entire movie, like Lois Lane and Clark Kent / Superman having that interview in the apartment. That was fantastic. There's so many fantastic things about this movie. I will say, it's not a perfect movie, quote, but it's I would say near perfect Superman movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It's fantastic. It's Mr. Fantastic.
It's Mr. Fantastic.
It's Mr. Fantastic.
He was the standout.
Mr. Terrific. This one over here.
Mr. Terrific was the standout. Look, here it is. I'm a little bit dyslexic, okay? So in my mind, the T is an F. Okay? So anytime I see the T, I know it's a T, but I say F.
And when you see that actor's face, do you see Pedro Pascal's face? Do you just see Pedro Pascal's face on every man? You're like, that's Pedro, that's Pedro.
Every man, woman, and child, yeah. I see Pedro everywhere. So yeah, I may or may not have texted him oh my God, Mr. Fantastic was so amazing in Superman.
Not only that, you said, don't you love the quote or something when you said, I'm motherfucking Mr. Fantastic.
I'm Mr. Fantastic.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they did not drop an F-bomb in Superman.
It was, I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. So good. And again, no movie is perfect, but I feel like there are critiques and criticisms being lobbed at this film and some of the choices. And I'm here to defend Superman, as we all should. Everybody should defend Superman.
Stand up right now.
Yeah, because he has our back, and I'm here to have his back.
That's right.
That's what I say.
Absolutely. James Gunn, David Corn Sweat, all of them.
All of them. So Superman, the plot, Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old-fashioned. Again, overall, not perfect, but 100% a fantastic Superman movie. It accomplishes everything that you want. I think they gave audiences everything they were expecting and things that they were not expecting. And a little twists, turns, and everything in between, and swooshing scenes. Did you notice so many swooshing camera movements?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this film.
I absolutely adored this film.
Yeah.
I've already seen it twice, and I think that the themes of optimism and goodness, the hope in an era where not only is the world a dark and cynical place, but movies are dark and cynical, and Superman movies are dark and cynical.
And even cartoons.
And I think that this is just a breath of fresh air. It's like you're breathing life back into a character, and it's the original essence of that character. I don't know how Superman got sucked down this dark road.
I think maybe from the Dark Knight stuff, because though Tim Burton's Batman was also dark and grittier and whatnot, and then it really went into more comic-y or silly, cartoony with the other George Clooney or Val Kilmer and all the other movie sequels until The Dark Knight. But I think The Dark Knight really pushed people into thinking, let's make this as real and gritty as possible. So with the Zack Snyder stuff, they're making it as real and gritty and even colorless as possible.
And dark. You can't even see the movie.
Yeah.
But this is a bright, pop.
Yeah.
Bright, poppy aesthetic.
Punky, you could say.
Punky, you might say. But you know what the real punk rock is? It's that kindness and seeing everything as beautiful and having that just beautiful outlook on life, and being a good person. In the world that we live in now, to think that that's radical.
Yeah.
To be the optimistic one, to see things as good, to see people as good.
Yeah. And using your power for good.
And
not using your power or strength to belittle or to take away or diminish.
Or to decide whether or not you're going to use your power based on whether people deserve it. And I feel like I watched a really good breakdown of this James Gunn Superman versus the Zack Snyder Superman, where like the Zack Snyder Superman takes this, he makes him very like godlike and Christ-like, and a lot of the conflict around it is whether or not he should choose to help people or whether people deserve to have his power and to have his help, and whether humanity just deserves to just die. And in this one, it's like he is there to help people because that is who he is, and that is what he loves, and that is what makes him get up in the morning, and he is giving freely of himself. And even when people hate him, right, and turn on him in this movie, he's still doing the right thing, and he's still moving forward, and he's still giving freely, and he's just looking for his dog.
Yeah, I think, sorry to interrupt, but I think with Zack Snyder's Superman, it's a burden to be Superman, or it's a burden to choose to help people. Where in James Gunn's version of Superman, it's a gift.
It's a gift
to be able to help people.
I love that.
To be Superman.
Yes, absolutely. And just that very subtle change in messaging alone, I think, is why this movie is exploding and doing so well. And it's just something very, very beautiful that people are connecting with.
Yeah.
That people are really deeply connecting with from lines that are just so small and so simple, but to mean so much. That punk rock line about, maybe that's the real...
That's the new punk rock, or the real...
Yeah, that maybe that's the real punk rock. Is just amazing how that's become like a lightning rod.
Yeah, so many people have gravitated towards it. And it's true. Like, it takes more effort to... I think be mean to
and cynical
and to do that, where I think it often is an easier choice to be good and to show kindness and to show empathy, or to allow people to be who they are without judgment. And
exactly, because he's very this version of Superman is who he is.
Yeah,
he's kind of naive. He likes to give
blue
people.
Boy Scout.
Yeah, he's a big blue Boy Scout. But he's authentic, and he has compassion and sincerity, which are apparently these very radical things. And he's kind of a dork, but he's optimistic and it's really wonderful and delightful. He is himself, right? He's just being himself. So is Mr. Terrific. Yeah. Mr. Terrific is himself, badass, but at the end of the day, he's like mad at people for not being as smart as him. He's like,
get out of my way. I don't need your help. Get out of my way.
Exactly. Like,
he's just tired of everybody not being as smart as him. He's like, if we were all as smart as me, we could solve all these problems really quickly. But you're making it difficult. This version of Superman is my favorite live action iteration of Superman. Like, David Cornsweet absolutely nailed what it means to be Superman. James Gunn did as well, of course, but in writing it and directing it. But David Cornsweet was the perfect person for this role, and the entire cast from the Justice Gang to side characters, Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane. Everybody was cast perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't ask for, like, this. I think, is there a casting award now at the Oscars?
There might be.
This
has
to be the front runner. This has to be the front runner, because there's nobody who is out of place.
No, absolutely. Jimmy, what's his name?
Jimmy Olsen, yeah.
Jimmy Olsen. I just love that he's the Riz King. He's like he's just a cool regular guy. And somehow he's just, he's pulling all the baddies. I agree. I agree on the casting. Let's get through some of your points, and then I want to go into like some of the details and talk about some of the characters, because there's just so much to get through. And so
we'll hop in and out of my defending Superman points. But some people were saying that they didn't like how the beginning of the movie started, how it felt we were entering like the third act of the film, because when the movie starts, there's the intro of like 300 years ago, metahumans were first arrived to Earth. 30 years ago, Superman crash landed on the planet. 3 minutes ago, Superman lost his first fight.
Yeah,
and then we are given the backstory of like, okay, he just got his butt kicked by like Ultraman, who turns out to be Ultraman, and this was after he interfered with another country attempting to invade another country.
Right.
And so
he stopped a war.
And so people were complaining about like, oh, I would really have loved to have got the setup, because you're kind of thrown into like the action and the story that felt like it began already. This reminded me of like the Justice League Unlimited cartoon series on WB, where each episode, sometimes you're like, it's not always chronological, because there are random episodes throughout the entire arc of the season or seasons, and sometimes you're thrown into an episode where you have no idea who the characters are, who the superheroes are, the villains are, but you're given enough information where you're like, okay, this is who you are, and this is what's going on, and you're on the ride, and you follow that. And so this movie reminded me of many of those cartoon episodes, which Justice League Unlimited, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a great, one of my favorite iterations or versions of these characters. Great stories. So this felt like that. So I don't feel like I was missing a beginning of the movie, because we were caught up and we got right into it. Like, did that bother you at all?
No, it didn't bother me at all. I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoy that, and I enjoyed it in the new reboots of the Spider-Man movies, the Tom Holland Spider-Man, where we're skipping the...
Getting bit by a spider.
Right, exactly.
Landing on the planet.
You're skipping the origin story.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of annoyed me a little bit that I would have liked to have seen is that we're walking in on Clark and Lois in an already established relationship. I love watching the beginning of Superman relationships.
Yeah.
Like the moment they discover the identity and them getting together. Like, I really love that stuff. I'm happy. I love that stuff. But it's fine. It's fine for what it is. It doesn't bother me that much that we're dropping in the middle of the action, because we're going on this journey right away.
Yeah.
You don't need all that precursor stuff. It's bloat.
Right.
It's like, look, here we are. Superman is having a really tough time.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved too. And we talked about this a little bit before, is this is a human story. This is a story about Superman being human. And what makes us human is that we fail, right? Is that we fail, we're sad, we're down, happens, and we got to pick back up and keep going. And that's what I really, really, really love about where we're starting in the story here, is we're not getting, just him at his highest.
I'm learning how to fly.
We're getting him at his lowest. Like, I've been this amazing superhero, and now I just got beaten to a pulp.
Yeah.
By this whatever and the dog.
Yeah.
So it is a human story, the way that they've told it and where they've begun it and where they started it. So whatever, people, get over it. That's where the movie starts.
Yeah, that's where it started. And I wasn't confused or lost or felt like I had to get caught up. Like, did I miss? Like, no, they tell you what's going on. Like, and so that didn't bother me. I know some people said like, oh, Lex Luthor having an interdimensional prison was hard to believe. And
is it though?
It's not. If you again, it reminded me of like the Justice League animated version, because like Lex Luthor and in that universe, they have all these gadgets. They have time warp. They have like going through like dimensions or teleporting or all this other gadgets. And like, oh yeah, of course Lex Luthor has a ray gun that can shoot ice and make you free. Like all this stuff. Like of course he's Lex Luthor. Of course he has that thing.
Yeah.
And so when they had like this big interdimensional prison and these kind of teleporting, devices or machines to jump from one place to another, yeah, of course Lex Luthor would have that. Like that didn't bother me at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, didn't bother me at all either.
Yeah.
I felt like, and maybe this is on your list or maybe not, but just, since we're on the topic of Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Best Lex
Nicholas
Luthor
Hoult, fantastic.
Ever?
He was so good.
Oh
he
my
auditioned to be
God.
Superman.
To be Superman,
but
yeah, they
like,
talked about
but
that
he
a
was
lot, yeah.
perfect as Lex. Like the way he carried himself, his anger, his pompousness, his like ego, he nailed
everything.
it. Nailed it.
Listen, this Lex Luthor, I mean, there have been how many Superman movies, iterations, shows? I feel like this is the
Kevin Spacey was also Lex Luthor.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I know. That was not a good Lex Luthor.
Too many of the Kevin Spacey references for one episode of The Hub on Hollywood.
I feel bad. But I really was afraid of him.
Yeah.
I felt like this Lex Luthor really had a hold over Spider-Man. Superman.
Yeah.
Superman. He had a really. That's the next crossover. That's the next crossover. He had this real power over Superman.
Yeah.
And every step of the way, you felt like he can really kill him. He can really destroy the world. He can really obliterate everyone that he cares about. Like he was actually intelligent. He really showcased that he is one of the most intelligent people on the planet. And instead of using that for good, he's going to use that to destroy Superman because he's jealous or envious. And that whole scene at the end where he talks about being envious and why he does what he does. And then when he finally gets stopped, right? And it's like, Superman is the good hero that we thought he was. And Lex just coming to terms with his failure in every possible way and how he was tearing up and everything. Like Nicholas Hoult, my goodness.
Kudos. Give that man his roses.
And he got his money, okay? Yeah. He was the highest paying actor on this film.
Oh yeah, for sure.
$2 million for Nicholas Hoult, while David Corenswet and Rachel Rosenbaum, Brosnahan, each got $750.
That'll be
$750.
Wait for Superman 2. Those numbers are going to drastically change.
Yeah, but amazing Lex Luthor.
So that was great. I love that. He's actually in my super loves list also. Another thing that people were complaining about were saying that the conflict in the movie with the two countries at odds with each other, one invading the other, people were saying that it resembled real world events that we're looking at right now, like the war in Gaza. James Gunn has said this was not based on the incidents in Gaza, but to go back and to counter people being upset like, oh, you're using something that's similar to what's going on, or people who believe like what's happening in the real world. Like, I just want to watch a movie to escape the real world and watch something that's fantastical and that's, make believe or whatever. And then if you believe in that stance, either because you don't know the history much of Superman, or you do and you're just trying to make a point, I think it's wrong. Because if you look at Superman through the years, from the comics to television shows to movies, every current modern day social issue or problem, Superman has addressed. If you go back to the Great Depression era, Superman, in the comics, he focused on social problems like unsafe working conditions in mines, child labor, poor housing, and corruption. During World War II, he became a patriotic symbol, promoting war bonds. I'm not sure if he punched Hitler or not, but he became an American hero supporting the war effort. During the civil rights movements, Superman often confronted white supremacists, including the KKK. He promoted tolerance, acceptance for diverse groups, and he stood up against intolerance based on religion, race, and national origin. During the Cold War, Superman wanted to get rid, in one of the Christopher Reeve movies, he wanted to get rid of all the nuclear weapons on Earth, and he threw them all into the sun. And that's, again, during the Cold War, where all the nuke drama and fears were going on. And then today, this movie addresses things like, immigration, xenophobia, having a more sympathetic stance to immigration. And so these are just a short list of many other things that Superman, the character, has, whatever writers have decided to use him to highlight for and to advocate for. And so to say, oh, this real world, this movie is resembling a real world conflict, and I don't like that. When did you start not liking that? Because this has been something that writers have used Superman for almost 100 years. So I don't agree with that take.
No, and any good story is based on, even if it's, it's fiction, if it's based on humanity. It's based on history. That's how you formulate your characters.
That's how we relate to characters.
Exactly. So they're complaining about nothing. It's the internet, James.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate. We're just gonna shake.
Exactly.
Shake them off. Super shake them off.
Can you believe this next one? People were complaining that there was too much crypto. So this is the super dog.
This to me sounds like those monkeys that they used in the troll fan.
I need to add that to my super love list.
Yeah. That's what this sounds like to me. Well, you don't like dogs now? You don't like dogs?
I love Crypto.
Crypto is like one of the best parts of this entire movie.
He's the wild card in the bunch because he's like, Crypto, we need to follow those balls. Oh no, he's destroying them. Stop it. And at the end, he's like, okay, good, destroy those balls, those robotic flying things. And so
get the toy.
He's the funny thing is, so this is one of my my super fun facts. Crypto is based off of James Gunn's own dog, who's also like the same similar breed, because during when he got Ozu as a pup, trying to train him, like he was just a monster, just not obeying anything, not learning anything, just a bad dog. And James Gunn, it crossed his mind like, man, this would be so much worse if he had superpowers. And so he's like, we're adding Crypto to the movie. We're adding Crypto.
Yeah,
and that works.
And that humanizes him even more.
Yeah.
Right?
He's more of a foster situation.
He's not even a good dog.
Yeah. But he's out there alone and you might be scared.
This is why, when you're writing a book or you're writing a movie or anything like that, they tell you write what you know. Write from your experiences. Base characters on people that you met, an evil teacher that you had, a pet that you have, because those are real human stories that people connect with. And how boring would it be if he was just a super dog and he was just a great super dog?
Who knew how to do everything.
And he knew how to do everything, and he was just always there like a Mary Sue of dogs.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's a bad dog. He's not really good at following directions, but, he'll come through
having
once in a while.
Superpowers does not mean you're a good dog or you know how to obey orders.
I like how he brings Crypto to the climax or whatever, and Mr. Terrific's like, you brought that dog, man. He's like, I didn't want him killing my parents' cows.
I love the scene where Mr. Terrific is riding Crypto, because at that point Mr. Terrific's own flying machine was damaged, and so he can't fly anymore. And so Superman's flying into the scene, and then you just see Mr. Terrific holding onto Crypto, and that's just so awesome. Like, the smartest man in the world or universe is forced to ride a dog, ride the back of a dog. Like, I thought that was perfect. Somebody said Ma and Pa Kent's, their moments didn't feel like they had enough emotional weight. I was tearing up. Tearing up when they had that one-on-one father-son talk. Like, that was good. They didn't drag it on long. It fit perfectly. My eyes were starting to water. I thought it hit.
That was another beautiful theme, was the theme of choices.
Yeah.
You are, the choices that you make. And Clark has made X, Y, and Z choices, and Lex has made his choices. And that's what makes you who you are and takes you where you go. And but Superman isn't what his Kryptonian parents wanted him to be.
Yeah.
He is who he is, based on what he wants, what he wanted that message to mean, right? That's what the dad said, and that was
I like
just
how he
really
said,
beautiful.
parents are not here to tell you what to become or what to do.
Right.
Like you make your own choices. So that was beautiful. So I thought it worked. So poo-poo on the Ma and Pa haters.
Someone was cutting onions there in the theaters.
I also liked, and this one, I saw a lot of people agreeing with this one, this criticism, but they said Eve, so Lex Luthor's girlfriend.
Yeah.
They said that they didn't like how she was the one kind of responsible for, or leading to Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane getting the information, which would eventually be released and showing Luthor's plan and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like how she, was taking selfies and she was the one to betray Luthor, and that kind of led to that downfall, that angle, that side of that downfall. And I thought it worked. I loved the character. I love that Jimmy Olsen was this Riz master.
Yeah.
But also that we've seen this before in other movies and comics also. Like in the Christopher Reeve movie, I don't know if it's the first one or second one, but Lex Luthor's wife or girlfriend saves Superman. Superman is drowning in a body of water with a Kryptonian chain around his neck, and Superman begs her, like, please help me. You can't let all these people die. And she goes, maybe I can. It's like, please, like, people are going to be hurt, and, this is going to be the worst thing. And then she says, oh, do you promise to save my wife, my mom? And then he goes, I will. She goes, you have to promise. And because she makes him promise, because she knows that Superman will tell the truth and be true to his word. So basically the point is, we've had characters before side with Superman.
Yeah.
And help them and help, the main people. So this doesn't bother me.
Well, listen, you got to have one or two plot conveniences.
Right.
You got to have one or two plot conveniences. And Jimmy Olsen, Riz Master, and Eve happen to be that. But that's okay. I feel like it really works in this circumstance.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen that in a lot of Superman movies also, besides the example that you gave, where you get to that point where the person who's with Lex, or the villain of the day, is like, realizes how terrible this is, and how terrible it's going to be, and how many people are going to get hurt, and they finally make the decision at the last second to help Superman. Like, we've seen this before, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And I love her portrayal of Eve and the stalkery vibe going on, and I don't understand it, but it was fun. It was definitely fun.
And Jimmy Olsen, get it. And those are all my defending Superman points.
Okay. I do have one criticism that's not on the list.
Okay.
Let
me defend Superman one more time.
Defend Superman one more time against my... Well, it would be the costume designer, I think, that would have to be defended, not for what Superman or the main characters are wearing, but the background extras.
Okay.
There's this color palette that's going on back there. It's like all orange and brown and plaid, like, and everybody in Metropolis, which is like New York, is in this color palette and wearing these sweater vests and things and khakis and things like that. I'm like, there is no way on earth that you're in this modern city and everyone is dressed like farm people, and in this weird color palette and these weird clothes choices. Like, it just, that part didn't feel real to me. And I'm like, if I was a background extra, I'd be kind of pissed. I'm like, I don't want to wear this orange sweater vest and these khakis, and like everybody's in the same color. So I didn't like the color palette of the background. That's my only complaint.
Oh,
that's my only complaint.
Well, you know what I have to say about that?
What?
You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
No. Yeah, I don't have a really big argument against that. I didn't really notice it. I didn't really notice it. So,
well, as a background extra, I tend to
notice things that
to notice
in.
these things. So I'm like, oh, I wouldn't like to be dressed.
Well,
like
you're
that,
still wrong,
so.
but I don't know how to defend against it.
Okay. Well, you think about it. And you get back to me on that.
Okay. So going on to my super loves. Again, favorite iteration live action version of Superman, David Cornsweet. Perfectly cast.
Yeah.
I love the earnestness of being good for goodness sake. Mm-hmm. Again, going back to like what makes people love Superman. Like, I love Superman. Here's a little story about James. But back in high school, I actually wanted to dress one year for Halloween as Superman. Mm-hmm. I did not, because my friend at the time, he said, like, oh, you can't be Superman. You're Mexican.
That's awful.
I know. Or they said, or you could be Mexican Superman. I'm like, no, I just want to be Superman.
Just be Superman.
Yeah, I just want to be Superman. And so, like, I did not dress as Superman because of that.
James.
So anybody,
you can be Superman any day.
Thank you. Anybody can be Superman.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of the Iron Giant. Have you seen that movie? Iron Giant, check it out. Watch it.
Okay.
Watch it with Nikki.
All right.
Basically, there's a character, the Iron Giant, who comes from space, doesn't know his back because he bonks his head, doesn't know like his history or why he's there.
Right.
And then the main message is you choose who you are who you choose to be. And at the very end, he saves the day by choosing to be Superman. Mm-hmm. And I won't spoil anything, but at the end he goes, I am Superman. And then he does this heroic action. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tear up right now. It's such a beautiful movie. The Iron Giant, one of the best movies ever made. Watch it.
Watch it.
Promise me.
Yes.
Watch it this weekend?
I promise.
This weekend.
Sure. Okay, yeah, I promise. I'm not as trustworthy as Superman, but if you insist,
But we pinkied. Okay.
Okay, all right.
I think Nikki will love
Iron
it.
Giant.
I think Nikki will love it. I'll text you. I think Nikki and you would love it. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
The same director did The Incredibles.
Mm-hmm.
If you love The Incredibles, you've seen The Incredibles?
Yes, I've seen The Incredibles. Yes, I love The Incredibles.
I was going to kick you off
they
the
were
stage.
incredible.
Yeah, no, but like, yeah, so,
superpowers.
James Bird something. So, the director and writer. Yeah, anyway, watch Iron Giant.
We're going to be at Fan Expo Boston.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Should I dress as Superman?
Yes, that was going to be my suggestion.
All right.
To make up for that. And I hope you're not friends with that person anymore.
I'm not.
Or at least they've changed.
I'm not.
But, okay, good. There we go. Good.
Okay. So, Justice Gang.
Yeah, I
love the Justice Gang. I want to see their own movie. I want to see them in their. They were great in this movie.
Yeah.
Some people were saying, "Oh, there are too many characters. You didn't really need them, and why they had so much screen time it took away from Superman."
No,
I thought it was.
I wanted more.
I thought it was good. I thought it was balanced. I loved everything I got with Superman. I loved everything I got with them. But
listen, Nathan Fillion.
And Guy Gardner.
So
great.
With the bowl cut.
Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl and Eddie Cathegi as Mr. Terrific. I loved the scene where, after Lex Luthor reveals the full message that Superman's parents left him, basically saying, take over the world and take as many women as you can to repopulate or whatever. The first thing Guy Gardner comes in, he storms in kind of angry and says, "You have a harem of women?"
You have a secret harem?
That's what he was worried about. He wasn't worried about this man taking over the world. It's just like, you didn't tell me that you had a harem of women.
Yeah.
That was like perfect. It was so funny. They were every single one of them scene stealer. Everybody in this movie is a scene stealer.
They were all standouts.
Yeah.
They were all standouts. Yeah, and it was not a scene stealer in a bad way, where it overshadowed the movie or the main characters. It was like everything was so much fun.
Yeah.
Every time that they were on screen, you loved every single one of them. But Nathan Fillion in the hair.
Perfect.
Just, I love how James Gunn has this special relationship with Nathan Fillion and likes to embarrass him. But the haircut
worked.
The haircut was Nathan's idea.
It worked. You know what should be against her vows? That haircut.
Yeah. My what? The what you what?
So good.
It was amazing.
And the fact that you had these many characters, again, if you watch, going back to the Justice League Unlimited cartoon series, if you haven't seen it, watch it, because again, hence the Unlimited name, there are countless superheroes on that show, and in each episode, you're going to have up to 10 superheroes, all like being a Justice League team, doing stuff and missions and whatnot, and you don't lose track of anybody. Everybody has their moment to stand out. Everybody has a role. Like it works perfectly, and so this movie reminded me of that. Speaking of reminding, I watched the Mac and Goo review of Superman, and I had the same feeling that Goo had. He said that near like the halfway point of the movie, he remembers thinking to himself, like, man, I'm having a good time. I'm having a lot of fun watching this movie. I had that same thought in that film. Watching it halfway through, I'm like, this is fun. This is a fun movie. I'm really having a good time. And there aren't that many movies where you kind of like stop and like take it in. Like, man, this is a good one. This is a good one. I'm having a good ride here.
Yeah. I think that I liked it more the second time I watched it.
I want to see it again.
Yeah, I went to go see it a second time.
Have you seen it in IMAX or like Dolby Surround?
Dolby Surround sound.
I saw it in IMAX. I want to see it in Dolby.
See, the IMAX near me though, they don't have like reclining seats.
Yeah.
So that's why I always do the Dolby. But yeah, we got to see it in IMAX.
Dolby is good. Guy Gardner confronts Superman about his harem of women. Oh, one thing I love about this movie, and we mentioned a lot of people gravitating towards the message of like being kind and nice is like the new punk rock. And so I love a bunch of memes that are popping up. It shows the pictures of Superman, and the text over it says, the masculine urge to be a better person, the masculine urge to help others in need, the masculine urge to treat others with kindness, the masculine urge to love and defend those different than you. Basically showing the difference between, like, toxic masculinity
Yeah.
and positive masculinity. And this isn't just like, a masculine or a man feature. Obviously, women are right there with you and feeling the same, emotions to be good, and watching this and leaving very happy and wanting to be a better person. So this isn't just like a masculine thing, but I think this is an important thing to show younger generation. Mm-hmm. Because there's a weird turn with like Alpha or Gen Z right now. They're like the late teens or early 20s.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of like weird misogynistic, kind of like alpha male
stuff going
attitude,
around.
Behavior, and people encouraging that. And when people talk about toxic masculinity, those alpha leaders are often talking about like, oh, look they hate men and they hate strong men or whatever, and this is why you need to be more like this, when no one's saying there's anything wrong with being masculine. It's the toxic part in front of that's really bad, because you're being told as a man you can and should use your strength to do what you want, get what you want, treat other people however you want. Poorly oftentimes. Where in this movie, again, Superman is using his strength as a gift in order to help people, to lift people up, to give people a voice, to comfort people, and that's positive.
Yeah.
And so
guess what? He's still manly.
And he's the man. Like he does that great line of being a very masculine, manly character, but also a goofball, someone who's fun, who can crack jokes on himself.
Yeah.
And not insecure.
Yeah, there's a lot of those toxic bots out there.
Yeah.
As far as the masculinity thing goes. But like you were saying, I just wanted to read this this tweet that is trending also on the same vein. This person writes, I went in expecting a superhero movie. I came out realizing that this Superman film whispers a quiet rebellion. Kindness is punk rock. Truth-telling is power. Billionaires are the villains. Borders can't define our worth. We are all human and we all belong. James Gunn, a job well done. And it's got Superman with Krypto overlooking the Earth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that not only is kindness punk rock, but being good is manly.
Yeah. Being good is good for anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're all human.
So hopefully this movie gets spread. So because not only is it a fun movie, it's great messaging for everyone of all ages. So Lois Lane, her relationship with Clark Kent and Superman, fantastic. Again, I love the interview scene. And Lois Lane is not a damsel in distress. She's actually doing her own thing. She's doing journalism.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Clark Kent is a terrible journalist.
Yeah.
Because he's quoting himself as Superman.
Yeah, the ethics there.
That's wrong. So sorry, I'm gonna ding you on that, Clark Kent. That's
on your journalistic integrity.
That's character accurate, like in the comics and everything.
Yeah.
But as a journalist, you got to reevaluate what you're doing, Clark. Nicholas Hoult, again, great. Supergirl introduced. She's a drunk party girl, which is based off a comic series where Supergirl. Do you know the backstory of this?
Not too very much.
Long story short, when Krypton. What's the planet called?
Krypton.
Yeah. When Krypton was destroyed.
Goes splody.
Yeah, when explodey. Clark Kent, Superman, Kal-El, he was launched in a rocket as a baby. But Supergirl, she was already a teenager at that age. But the thing is, Superman showed up on Earth first and then grew up. And then at one point, as a teenager, through some time warp, I don't know how the comics work exactly, but through some time warp, she shows up on Earth as a teenager. So she was alive and had her teen years living on Krypton and seeing it destroyed, seeing her people be eviscerated and seeing her culture gone. And so when she's on Earth, she is
messed up. She's mourning. She prefers to drink alcohol and get drunk to hide and numb the pain. And so that's that kind of character. Why, some people were like, I don't like how she's a drunk Supergirl and like this must be a James Gunn thing. No, it's from the comics from like
20, 25 years ago or something. So this was in the comics where like this is the story about the Supergirl and how she's dealing and coping with being alive to grow up on this planet and seeing it destroyed and everyone you love die. And then how would somebody react? And so that's the differences between how Clark was raised on this Earth to be wanting to be more human and kind, where Supergirl has a deeper conflict of like, this is my adopted planet, or like my what's it called?
Like she's a refugee
planet, and I know I could care less. I'm going to leave this planet and go drink super alcohol on this other planet because I can't get drunk on Earth. Yeah. So I love the story that they're going to be using for Supergirl. That was cool. Anything else you want to add before we get to my super fun facts?
Super fun facts. Just that Hawk Girl, the full commitment to the screech. To the screeching.
At one point I was like, this is ridiculous. And I was like, oh, this is great, actually.
It was really great. Yeah. It was really great. I'm like, yes, more. So, yeah.
I love the Mr. Terrific fight scene. I love the fight scene at the end. Oh, my Guy Gardner. Oh, I love the scene.
Was so cool.
I love the scene where Lois Lane and Clark are talking in his apartment, and in the background you see the
interdimensional
Justice Gang fighting the imp, and you just see this big like green bat just like bonking this alien. Like that. I love it. That was fantastic. So super fun facts. We already mentioned Crypto the dog and how it was inspired by James Gunn. Let's see. This is cool. Apparently the opening weekend of Superman, after that there was a 513% boost in people Googling rescue dog adoptions near me. So,
nice.
It was an adopted dog near me, and then there was the phrase rescue dog adoption rose 163%. So this movie may be leading to a lot of dogs finding new homes, forever homes. So that's cool because I think Crypto's like a mixed breed.
Yeah,
so
he's
like,
a mutt.
He's not a purebred dog. There's a lot of perfect dogs out there.
Or imperfect.
That which makes him perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah. My last super fun fact, James Gunn says Paddington 2 is one of the greatest movies ever made.
You just had to get a Paddington reference in here.
If I can do Paddington and Superman in one episode,
there you go.
Every episode, I'm happy.
His life is complete.
My life's complete.
All right.
So, James Gunn, you have great taste.
He does.
My friend.
I'm really
and a great name.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to everything that is coming down the pipe with the DCU. That was going to be my other question for you.
Yeah.
DCEU versus new DCU.
Okay.
What do you think? This is relaunching the DC universe, right? Are you hopeful?
I like the new one.
You like it better?
Yeah, I like this one much better.
Okay.
I love this one 10 times more than the old DCEU.
All right.
So that's good. I love that they're keeping John Cena as Peacemaker. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, that was funny.
I hear that Xolo Maridueña, he played Blue Beetle. I have heard rumors that he's going to be brought into this universe because people really like that movie. And
we want him in everything.
And
I want him in.
I want him in everything too. But I think he didn't get his fair shake because it was a good movie. I think you saw it, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He said it was a good movie. People really enjoyed it. So like, hey, let's bring him over. He was good. He was one of those good movies in that weird DCEU Swamp Thing. Yeah. Which is another DC character.
And I liked Sean Gunn.
As Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
His 2 second. Mm-hmm. His obligatory inclusion in any James Gunn movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right. Go watch Superman. As you can tell, we loved it, and I want to see it again. Let us know what you think. Do you disagree with any of my rebuttals for any of these Superman?
And why you're so wrong.
And why you're super wrong, and why you are, in fact, a monkey typing on the computer right now.
Right. We don't believe it.
We don't believe it, but please type as many words as possible. It helps the algorithm. Right. It helps the algorithm.
Exactly.
Be sure to like and also subscribe. Jamie, what we are watching other than Superman, some good stuff. Some more Superman.
Honestly.
So you got back into Smallville.
Yeah. So this got me back into Smallville because I remember watching that as a kid and really enjoying it and going back and just, you know what the best part about Smallville is? Besides Tom Welling, who's just beautiful and so good at what he does, the music. the early 2000s like rock music that's in like all of these episodes is just giving me so much life. I'm just enjoying it so very much.
I never got into it. I should get into it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The premise is kind of silly, and it's way over dramatic, and it's early 2000s, and it's silly, but it's really fun, and I'm hooked. I'm already dreaming about it. Like, it's just it hooks you quick. So I'm having fun with that. Just revisiting like Spider-Man, Superman stuff. It's Tom Holland. You know what I mean? He's got Tom Holland on the brain.
Or Pedro Pascal.
Or Pedro Pascal. The two of them, it's just, ping-ponging back and forth in there. And you're also watching something Superman.
Yeah, so I also reviewed like the first episodes of My Adventures with Superman, the animated cartoon on HBO Max. I nearly finished the first season, but then I discontinued HBO Max because I had way too many streaming services. I recently got it again because I started watching something else. I forgot, but I got HBO Max again. So I finished the last 2 episodes of season 1. Great show. Season 2 is out, so I'm going to be binging that, of course. So we're back on the Superman train. You're on the Sandman train.
Yes. Listen, I love Sandman season 1. We've got half of season 2 out right now. The second half of the second season comes out July 24th. And so far,
is it putting you to sleep?
Sandman is a snooze fest. It cannot get out of its own way. And the thing with stories and storytelling, James, is that when you create a story and you start telling it to the audience and you introduce your characters, you create certain promises. You promise adventure. You promise, there's going to be a battle. This person wants this, or this is what, this is all leading towards.
There'll be sand.
Correct. Something like that. But like, if you take away those promises, you got to replace it with something else, something more exciting,
sand
that you more want, more sand. Yeah. Right. Exactly. But they revoke their promises and they leave you with nothing. Right. This if anticlimactic was an anthropomorphized character, it would be the show. It would be the show. So at the very beginning, light spoilers here, you're promised this battle with hell against Lucifer to get back this person who is trapped in hell. And he's ready, and there's, millions of demons waiting for him, and he gets to hell's doorstep, and they're all gone. And when he gets there, Lucifer is like really depressed, and she's like, you know what? I quit.
Okay.
Here's the key to hell. Now it's your job to figure out who's going to inherit hell. Everyone's going to be coming to your doorstep. And you think, okay, well, everybody's coming to his doorstep because they want the key to hell. And it's going to be this big battle. And it's going to be this really cool, interesting thing. No, he invites them in. They're like, okay, we're all going to have interviews. And then I'm going to decide who inherits the key to hell. And then he picks someone, and then it's not relevant for the rest of the entire season. It doesn't matter. It's like, what the hell was all of this? It was all just talking.
They're like, we don't have the budget for the CGI fights. And
that's exactly it. It's like they ran out of a budget. Yeah. And it's like, so the promises are all revoked, and then what you get is like, I don't know, like when you go to court to deal with someone's like, inheritance or something like that, and it's so freaking boring. It's like watching a court proceeding.
Does it feel
and I feel bad because I really loved the first season of this show and the character and the actor.
Does it feel like somebody kicked sand in your eye?
Oh my God, stop. It does, though. It does.
Yeah, it's like a grinding feeling.
Yeah.
Goodness. Well,
it was less of a sweet dream and a little bit more of a nightmare. Awful.
Poetic.
Awful.
Isn't that ironic?
Yes. Don't you think? We're hoping that the second half of this second season will be
it seems like
less of a snooze fest.
It seems like you've been mentally scarred and you have a lot of trauma that you're holding back or you're unleashing on our audience right now. But you know what's always good for treating trauma?
What?
Therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy. Specifically, I bring it up because I came across this YouTube channel that's been around for years. I just learned about them. You apparently have watched some stuff. Cinema Therapy.
Yes,
where
I love them.
there's a filmmaker, professional filmmaker who needs therapy and a therapist who loves movies.
Right.
And I love the premise of this YouTube channel. Basically, they pick movies and they look at it through two different lenses. They look at characters or the plot or trope of what's going on, and they dissect it with the therapist's expert opinions and analysis, and also looking at it from a filmmaking and how to approach it from a filmmaker's perspective. And the movies I've watched so far, which are perfect to like dissect mentally, are like Mrs. Doubtfire. Which one? Another one was The Road to El Dorado, talking about friendship and feuds and relationships. Another one, so many I've already watched. I'm binging these.
A really good one, if you haven't seen it yet, is they analyze the relationship between Hiccup and Astrid in How to Train Your Dragon. That was a really good one, talking about all the strengths, why that's actually a good and healthy relationship, which is kind of rare in what you see in media. I enjoy them too, for sure.
My wife loves What About Bob? With Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray. And in that movie, Richard Dreyfuss is a therapist, and Bill Murray is like a guy who is in desperate need of help. He has a lot of mental problems, and it's a classic. And so we're probably gonna watch that tonight, because she was like, "Oh my God, see if they have What About Bob?" So I looked it up, like, oh, sure enough, it's there. And so so this is a new thing that my wife and I can binge on. And also we watched Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Oh yeah,
and my wife had very strong. She loves that movie, and so she had very strong opinions against the therapist's interpretation of their relationship. So shout out to Cinema Therapy. You guys are doing a great job, and I don't know, we'll reach out to you because I want to say hi. Yeah, I think you guys are fantastic. So I'm glad to have this years long backlog of content
to catch up on.
Speaking of content, we also have a years long, 6 years, 5 years, 6 years.
Is it really?
I think it's about 6 years.
Wait a minute.
I moved here 6 years ago.
It was 2019.
2019.
We're in 2025.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
6 years of The Hub on Hollywood, and we're nearing 600 subscribers.
That's right, because
it's been a long road, but we're ramping up.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys who are watching and listening, either watching us on YouTube or listening to us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. So, what was my point? Thank you so much for watching and listening. We're going to be back next week with more insights. Maybe another CEO will get busted in the act.
In Boston,
and we'll get another list out there. But this is a fun episode. Comment down below. We want to hear all your thoughts about our thoughts on Superman.
On Superman. Yeah, we'll do inception of thoughts on Superman. What kind of therapy do you need? I guess we'll hook you up with the movie therapy guys. But yeah, I had just so much fun watching Superman. That would be a great one for them to analyze.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that's gonna be fantastic. Looking out for that. I don't know why I'm plugging like a different YouTube channel.
Hey, game respects game.
That's right. That's right.
Is
exactly.
That what the youth say?
I don't know if the youths say that.
No, they're saying Sigma and skitty bitty toilet or whatever. You know what it is.
Say that again.
Skibbity bee.
No, it's not. Skibbity toilet. Rizzler,
just you saying
Ohio.
It makes me want to throw up.
No.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
You know.
It just Skibbity's bad. Rizzlers, you got the Rizzler.
Okay, but toilet. I got that. What's toilet? What's a toilet thing? I know it's a video game or a YouTube of a head in a toilet.
No, it's just like a meme. It's just a video of a toilet, like the head of the guy.
Head? What did I just say? The head in the toilet. Yeah.
But now that's old news now.
Oh my
Skibbity
God.
Rizzler, Ohio toilet. That's all old news. Now it's all about the Italian brain rot. Now it's all tung 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 sahur and
you need to stop. My brain is rotting right now.
And Berber Patapim and all of those. So that's where it's at.
If you can hear me right now, suck me out of this podcast right now. Please, no, please. Please, somebody help me right now. No. The internet does not exist in my child's eyes.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. But it does in yours, and we appreciate you using the internet to reach out to us.
But roundabout way.
Goodness, I need therapy right now.
Okay.
I need therapy desperately.
That's the conclusion is that we
absolutely
therapy. So
this is the Hub on Hollywood. I'm James.
Next time, I'm Jamie. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Skibbity doo dah.
Skibbity doo dah. Skibbity. Oh my. We need therapy today.